Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Flight 96 podcast. I'm your host, Sonor Foreman, and today we have, it's history in the making, people. We have finally crossed the border, not down south, but up north. Ladies and gentlemen, tuning in all the way from Toronto, Canada. My first ever Canadian on the show. My first ever King of the Dot battle rapper on the show. I've had people, come from, who have battled on multiple platforms. But this guy is KOTD thick and through and through, and we will talk about his career, both on KOTD and off KOTD, and just how he has carried himself as this kind of like rebel, I guess you can say, in Canada. But ladies and gentlemen, Joey Gambello is in the building. What's up, Joey? What's going on, man?
My guy. What up, Texas? We out in this bitch. I appreciate the love. You know what I mean? I've been chopping it up with you for a couple weeks now, back and forth and whatnot. And I've seen the little bit of work y'all doing, and I just decided to hit y'all up and be like, yo, y'all want to have me on the show, and you jumped at the idea, and here we are today, man. I appreciate the love, Of course, man, we have to, but let's just dive right into this, man. Like I said, I've been watching your career since you had your GZ versus City Towers. But I want to get kind of like the predictable questions out of the way before we start really diving into some stuff. So where did it all start for Joey Gambello when it comes to this battle rap stuff? Where did it all start? I'm going to be dead ass honest with you. I already knew, I was always battling. We do, freestyle sessions on the corner, at lunch, you know what I mean, at the homie's house, battles and stuff like that. But I had no idea there was an actual subculture beyond what I've seen on the internet, once in a blue moon, the Smack DVDs and stuff like that. Really before there was concrete battle rap type stuff. And I used to do, TV shows in Toronto or whatever, and I became a good friend with one of these guys that I was working on a television show with when I was younger, and he was like, yo, I make music, you rap, come over my house. So I used to take a bus 2.5 hours every day out to his house, you know what I'm saying? And we used to just make music. And then one day, I think it was after a couple of weeks going to his crib, he was like, yo, you ever hear of battle rap? I was like, what do you mean battle rap? And then he showed me Arsenal versus. So technically, I've obviously watched battles before. I've seen the Cassidy footage. I've seen one or two things here and there. I've seen the Matt Hoffa fight, the Matt Hoffa punch.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really I've never really knew there was a subculture. And then he told me, he's like, yo, there's this thing out in Smack fucking called, and I watched Arsenal versus Hitman Holla, and I watched Arsenal versus Conceited. So Arsenal was actually the very first battler I actually I fucked with his shit up. As soon as I watched him, he was one of my favorites. You know what I mean? I instantly became a fan. And he told me, he's like, yo, there's a league called King of the Dot. Showed me a little bit of that footage. And then he's like, yo, there's a small league called Beast Mode. Do you want to battle? So my first ever battle was with my buddy, and we did a 2-on-2. No idea how to do the format. Completely shit the bed, and then from music just went straight into battling, fell in love with it, and haven't stopped since.
That's incredible, man. Shout out to Beast Mode, by the way. Every time I see a upload of theirs, it's always very fire. They had Coffee Brown out there. They had a Real Deal out there. You battled Real Deal out there. You battled DNA out there. You battled your brother Franchise out there. First of all, I want to send a big shout out to Franchise because the stuff that he's doing down in URL is incredible. He's been on Band. He's had a classic with Joe. I mean, he's done his thing over there, and I think it's really awesome to see these Canadian guys finally get some respect, down in the States, and also just getting their respect just in general.
Yeah. The thing is with actually, I'm gonna go meet up with Franchise in less than an hour. So if you want to ever interview him next, I got you. You already know.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, that's my brother, and the groundwork he's laying as a young black Canadian, going over to URL and doing it proper way, actually trying to just make it straight in the NBA from the bottom floor or up. He had an incredible 2018. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He actually has a battle. I don't want to ruin anything, but he has a very good battle coming up on another Smack card. I don't want to say anything till they announce it, but this is probably his best look yet. And that's my brother, man. We've been friends for years, you know what I mean? We've been doing this shit for a long time, so I'm proud to see the work that he's putting in across the border and really showing that, like, you know, we're not all Corey Sharones and this and that. Like, we really get it pop. Like, Toronto really is like what we are talking about. You know what I mean? Like, everybody thinks we live in igloo. So I really like, he really setting the standard beyond Pat State going there, and Corey Sharon. He's the first young black male to go over there. So he's just setting moves. You know what I mean? So now all we got to do is, I'll take over King of the Dot. He can have the URL, and then just boom, we run the whole game together. You know what I'm saying? So
that's what we're looking for, is worldwide domination from the Mafia. Yeah. Is that what we're looking for right now?
Fact.
That's what I like to hear, man.
You already got Geechee on the top of the charts right now. Geechee is technically the champion of the year. You know what I mean? He is the number one battle rapper as of right now.
Of course, I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, and what, you know what's crazy about that? Now that you say that, and that confirms a like year-long question that I have yet to ask, was, it's like, is this the same Mafia that Geechee's a part of? Like, I've been sitting there, I'm like, these are two different Mafias. There's no way. Like, I wouldn't see it. But it's like, but now that you know, now that you tell me, I'm like, okay, now I can tell, like, you know, these guys are very consistent. Geechee's very consistent. You're very consistent. Franchise is very consistent. I mean, you got kind of, like, you know, spread it all over, you know, North America, maybe, yeah. and hopefully maybe even, you know, more expansion just across the world. So I definitely respect y'all's work, man. I definitely respect y'all's work.
I appreciate that. But yeah, no, I'm gonna answer that question for you. Geechee did have his own Mafia. That is a whole different LA clique that is like years and years and years. That's something a lot deeper. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's his slogan. So then what we got going on is that we had our own Mafia in Toronto that my homie Z Hunter started. And then we kind of collectively put everybody in it. We got Grips Loke, Casper, Franchise, and me. You know what I mean? And we're like the Canadian side of things. And then once Franchise started going over there, and he built a relationship with Geechee and the other guys of Mafia. So this is now considered an affiliation, and it's almost one whole unit. We don't really we're not out here all repping it like on some like crazy shit like that, like trying to steal the clout off anything. But yeah, it's basically, I can comfortably say that it's an affiliation, and I have no problem rooting for Geechee Gotti and the rest of the Mafia. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. Now let's talk about the work that you've put in. I mean, I've seen you battle these guys that are you battle top tiers, and you've also battled guys that are up and coming as well. But I want to like kind of dissect three of my favorite battles from you, whether they have like a significance to them, or, you know, just I love enjoying them. But the first one that I want to, you know, talk about was the City Towers battle, the first battle I ever watched. That was the first battle I ever came across, because sometimes, you know, you're chilling at the house, and as a battle rap fan, you know, when I get time off, you know what I'm saying, I'm always checking up on who's up and coming. So at the time, probably, I think this dropped 2017. So yeah, probably around a little late in 2017, I was just browsing the Ground Zero channel, which is basically kind of like which is the PGs for KOTD, and I was like, okay, City Towers, I've heard of that guy. He battled T-Top. Now, who is this Joey Gambello guy? Let's click on this and see what's going on. And I watched the battle, and I'm like, this Joey Gambello dude is ridiculous. Like, it's full speed. It's full speed every round. It's no, like Franchise says, there's literally no lacking. Like, legitimately. It's no lacking. Like, it's legitimately. And I'm just like, and then I think it was the second round when you did the Heisman bar, and I was like, I gotta start watching this guy. So talk to me about how, if you remember any of you know, other outside stories from the City Towers battle.
Yeah, I can definitely tell you how that all started to come about. Like, me and City Towers were actually booked the year before that, I think, at Beast Mode. This was going to be on the same card that Franchise battled Latazeon on Beast Mode a couple years back.
Okay.
Going like 2016. So the battle couldn't go through on my end because I had health issues. We canceled like a month in advance type stuff.
Yeah.
And then we rescheduled the battle on King of the Dot. And then I also had DNA booked. So the same weekend that I was going to battle DNA, the following weekend I was going to battle City Towers.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't. So I battled DNA the next week, prep, City Towers couldn't do it. He couldn't come into the city or whatever. So then we had to rebook it. And then finally, we did it the third time. By the time we got to the battle, I didn't even want to kind of do it, and I was kind of. And now, no, salute to City Towers. He's an incredible MC, and he's put in a lot of work for Connecticut. Just me, myself, I was just so angry, and I hate going to events early. Just by the end of the night, I drank a little too much, and I got over too angry and hyped. But definitely, yeah, I was really trying to kill him at one point in time. I'm not going to front. Like I was so angry of the battle being rescheduled so many times that I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna go full throttle on this guy. I just put my fucking foot on his neck and just kept going, and that's how it is. Applying pressure, like
absolutely.
Like the best way to like shut down an MC is just if you can really like first couple like one round, if you can really apply that pressure, they watched a lot of MCs lose focus in front of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going up against me after such an explosive round type stuff.
And that's the thing that you and franchise have built. Y'all have got this, like, y'all are very original, and that's something that I love seeing is how people bring something new to the table. You guys bring this energy where it's like, listen, I'm about to go full speed on you. Like, I'm not letting up on you. I'm gonna beat you, and I'm gonna do it like with as much energy as I possibly can. And every time I see that, it's like, that's what I want to see, like, every battle from every person. I want everybody to be, like, full speed, 100%, just spazzing every bar, whether it lands or not. I just want to see that energy go in there because it's like, you'll see guys who go in there and they'll kind of be lackadaisical and they'll be like, I don't know, like, if I should go hard for this guy. This isn't really, like, a big look for me. But, but there's guys like you, there's guys like franchise that are just, like, chomping at the bit, like, oh, you want me to battle this guy, and he's at this top, he's at this tier? Bet. All right, let me craft these rounds really quick, and I'm gonna bark on them real quick. So
we really, like, at least in the Canadian side, like, with a lot of it, like, we're very, like, the hunger down here is very different, and like the style that we kind of have to always be. We always have to be in attack mode in like real life shit. So just in battle rap, like a lot of the time, like I like the same shit that you like the aggressive, fast going style, bland bar after bar after bar after bar style, attitude, performance, aggression. I love that shit, But you can beat, let's say, 80% of battle rap with that type of, But battle rap's obviously grown. It has its own little subcultures as well, where there's the style clashes, the writers, the swag bars, the punchlines, the gun bars, the knife bars, the schemers, So it depends on who you're facing at the same time, and I feel like you have to become, at least know who you are, grow your own style, your own brand, your own look, but also try to increase your creativity and your skill level at the same time. It's always good knowing being great at one thing, but if you can be good almost succeed and be good at almost everything in, say, the skill of battle rap categories, I feel like you will be almost unbeatable at that point. And there's certain people like Goods, like the aggressive style on Goods wouldn't always work, so you would need to switch something up to counter that type stuff.
Of course.
But besides that, I totally agree that it's about hunger, and most of these guys, if they don't got the hunger, I don't care if you're new, old, whatnot. It's the same shit. Everyone's got to die. Everybody got to die.
And speaking of, you brought up a great point. You said if you can succeed at every little thing, you will be amazing in this business. That's why I think a guy who dubs himself as the Everything King is my favorite battle rapper by the name of John the Don. And what makes me such a huge fan of his is that he can literally he can scheme with you, he can punch with you, he can joke with you, he could angle with you, he could do all these different things and be successful at them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at his track record, go ahead.
No, definitely, and John John's a legend in the game. He's put his footwork in since the original PG that came out like a monster. You know what I mean? And the thing is with John, like, the best way to describe him is like he's almost as a chameleon. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
perfect. He can either you do that, I can do that too. And majority of the time, he can really do well at it. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why people call him the Stealer or whatnot and this and that. But John's one of the best to do it as well. You know what I mean? He's overall overall good at everything. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Now moving on to the second battle that I wanted to talk about, which is my favorite battle to watch you in. It's my favorite battle from you. Joey Gambello versus Brix Belvy. So you and Brix Belvy, I just loved that. It was just one of those things where it looks good on paper. It was like when I saw the flyer for this, I was like, I want to watch that battle. battle.
That shit shut down the internet.
Yeah, I was really excited to see that. I was like, okay, because I know you can rap and what you bring to the table, and I know what Brix can bring to the table. So it's like, oh, this has all the elements to be the really great battle. And to me, I think it was still a really good battle. Brix had this Joey Jihad bar against you that I thought was just fantastic, well crafted. And then you had the Donkey of the Day bar, you had the Snow Angel bar. You had all of these, and you just kind of like, also you had this like kind of new swag to you. You know what I'm saying? You had the hair slicked back. You had the aviator glasses on. You know what I'm saying? And this is like, all right, Joey swag bellow. All right, Joey swag bellow. Let's get it going, man. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh shit. Well, fuck. We just getting, the money getting a little bit better and whatnot, and they're just trying to change the look up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that tell me about that battle, man. Tell me about that battle.
Oh man, the only reason I wanted to do that battle because I felt so bad about the Quest McCody joint that that I wanted to do something special for the city, so I want to do a crazy battle, and Bishop and Gully hit me with Brix, and I was like, say less, set it up, you know what I mean, and that was it. That was a nice shout out to Soul Severe's next up and comer. He's ill, you know what I mean.
Very ill. I like him
as well out in PG. Yeah, he's crazy, bro. He has crazy freestyles and whatnot. But yeah, that's where I met him, and Brix is a good dude, man. We got to chop it up a little bit later. Man, that was a good battle, man. I've seen Brix work, you know what I mean? John Surf battle, fucking Lex.
He just battled Chef Trez, and I thought that was a great battle, and they did in Atlanta.
He did incredible. That was a dope ass battle. Chef was on his game, and so was Brix. Brix was talking his shit.
Yes, he was. The chef boy, the boy RDs put the chef on the can. That was very nice. Very nice. And the reason why I like that battle is because you can tell probably by the first round of a battle whether you're going to enjoy this battle or not. By the first round from both of y'all was like, I want to watch more of this battle. Keep going. I want to see another one. Okay, second round comes around. Yeah. Bet. All right, let's close this one out. I'm really enjoying this. And then the third happens, and I'm like, this is great. I've at least watched that battle from you. If there's I want to watch a Joey Gambello battle right now, that's my first choice. My first choice is always going to be you versus Brix, because I just like the back and forth. There was that aggression there, but it's always, there's a level of respect, but there's also that level of competitiveness where it's that's the word I was looking for. Where it's let's bar. Let's go bar for bar, bro. I respect your shit, you respect my shit. Let's go bar for bar. That's exactly what I want, and that's exactly what I got.
Brix and City are both guys that before I really started really trying to put my name out there and put that work in, you know what I mean? City and Brix were you know what I mean, guys that I've watched battle. I used to watch Brix and Born battle 100 times a week, you know what I mean? That shit was crazy when I first saw that. So it really meant something. I really wanted. He knows I was coming for his head in that battle. You know what I mean? He knows I was trying to kill him in that battle. You know, he was trying to do the exact same thing, and we both had a level of respect for each other, and and it was a great battle. I fuck with him. Shout out to Brix, man.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that Brix was coming off of, hopefully I'm correct about this. He's coming off of that crazy frack battle that he had at World Domination. Yeah. So I'm thinking, so that's why I was a little bit more extra excited for this. I was like, okay, Joey didn't necessarily bring his full, go to his full potential in the Quest with Cody battle, so he's got a little bit of chip on his shoulder. And then Bricks is coming off of that crazy frack battle that he had at World Domination Weekend. So I'm thinking that's what, and like, this is the kind of match that I want to see. Now, the match that, I'm not saying I didn't want to see this battle, but I was purely shocked that it actually happened. Massacre.
It was more like a writer's match than anything else. Like, both of us are very like more invested in our writing craft than anything else. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
That was a battle for the writers. You know?
Absolutely. That was the one for, put your thinking caps on. We're gonna say some shit that you got to think about for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So this next battle that I want to talk about is, I just want to know how this got set up, because when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way that he's battling O Solo. There's no way Joey Gambello was battling O Solo. And then I was like, oh, I just kind of brushed it off. I was like, this isn't happening. And then I saw King of the Dot drop O Solo versus Joey Gambello. I was like, what? Like, he didn't battle O Solo. No, he didn't battle. And then I watched the battle, and I was like, oh my God, he really battled O Solo. So,
shout out to the fucking GOAT O Solo.
Talk to me about this battle, man. I want to know how this got set up. What was it like battling a legend in O Solo? Like, tell me, man.
To be honest with you, it was a fucking coincidence. Like, the battle was. Shout out to my bro. Shout out to my big bro, fucking Megadeth. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to battle on the card or whatnot. He was supposed to battle O Solo for this event, and it was supposed to be on day one. So I don't know what I don't know what happened. Shout out to Megadeth. Shout out to O Solo. That fell through. O Solo was still down. They put it up on the GZ card instead, and they said O Solo. You know, it wouldn't be the first battle. Obviously, it wouldn't be the battle I would pick. But when someone's offering you someone that's been doing this for a minute, like off camera, like, you know what I mean, well respected, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So like I had to jump at the opportunity. That battle was on fucking 6 days prep.
That's crazy.
Well. He went out to Boston with me that day. Shout out to Nate, Woody Schmitty News, and Peppy. They rolled with me that day out there.
Dude, that's crazy. And the fact that you did the I'm trying to think of the line, bro.
Man, I was on a writer's block too, because I just finished. I was on a writer's block. Well, not really, because I just finished battling Brick, and then I went out to New York with Franchise, and he battled the Daffy Green.
That battle was That battle was crazy.
Right? Yeah. Shout out to Badafi and Franchise. That shit was ill. Like, I watch that still to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But fucking. So, like, I was just mad exhausted, you know what I mean? Like, so much battle rap in such a small period of time, I just wanted to chill out. But as soon as I got the opportunity, that he's like, yo, you want to battle O Solo? I was like, what? I was like, all right, fuck it, bet, let's do it. And battled O Solo, and that's how that went about. I have a crazy story, actually, that on my drive down there with the people I was rolling with, we, like, stopped at some random spot, and some kid, like, was like, you're King of the Dot, da-da-da, you're battling O Solo, da-da-da-da, here's a CD, and he hands me an O Solo CD.
What?
And the kid, he hands me a mixtape with a O Solo CD, like he hands me an O Solo CD, or like there's a song from like O Solo on it. Like, that shit was crazy. And he was this little white kid dripping in fucking like LOM clothing.
That's amazing. That's too.
Yeah,
First of all, you talk about like you like you just said, that's too much battle rap to like. After like a couple of days, like you just like, oh man, I'm battle rapped out. Like, I need to chill. That's still a like, even if the kid's wearing LOM, like, and he hands you an O Solo, like that's just adding on to it. That's incredible.
And I gave O Solo the CD after the battle. I was like, yo, some kid walked up to me and was like, yo, you worked with his producer or whatever, and here's this mixtape with these songs that you have on it. And he's like, for real? I was like, shit. I was like, yeah. I was like, you know, it was so fucking weird. But, yo, shout out to fucking O Solo, the goddamn New Jersey GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
You had one line that literally, like, I repeated it, like, almost the rest of that day when I heard it, because it was, like, I've never heard that before. Never heard it.
What,
when she was blowing, no, the blowing, the suit too hot joint, I was like, what in the... I've never heard that before. Like, cause you know how Glue Easy and like Real Deal and like Mike P will do like cracker bars, right? I'm like, I've never heard that before. I was like, she's blowing on the cracker like the suit too hot. What? I have never heard that before. Why have I never heard that before? Never heard that before. That was crazy.
I don't really like to do those, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, those would be throwaways to me, you know what I mean? Like, unless they're like really witty or whatever, like I really don't try to be like nice and funny and jokey and kind of calm and laid back most of the time, you know what I mean? Like I'm at your neck. So those type of bars won't be the ones I use all the time. But I was sitting back, I was like, man, I want to make a cracker bar. Shout out to Casper the Ghost. He's like, yo, da-da-da, and I just put it together and voila, there it was.
That's crazy, and the fact that he was wearing Al Capone stuff too, like while he was battling, you know. And then you tell me that you just had like a whole bunch, just gone through like almost a week full of just like battle rap stuff, like just that's just even more crazy. Again, just adding on top of it, man. Like that's incredible. But another thing that's going on, you know, you're battling on the Wave 3 against Shoddy P. Now, talk to us about this. What's the situation with this? How do you feel about going into this battle?
I'm comfortable. I just feel like 2018 for me, at least, like I don't feel like I had a good year. I had a lot of shit going on. Like I had a friend pass away. My homie got locked up. Just rest in peace. You know, just with and just like things like just even with like relationship wise, just a bunch of life shit. You know what I mean? So my 2018, I wasn't really fully. I loved battle. I was still there every day, but my mind wasn't completely into it, and I kind of almost lost love for it towards the end of the year. So I kind of just had to fall back, get my shit together, type stuff, and then just like I wanted to do something crazy for my city again. Obviously, well, I wanted to do it in Detroit. I wanted to battle Shotty in Detroit, but they had the Wave coming up before that, so I needed to get back in the ring as soon as possible. Shotty's the homie, and you know I feel good about this. It's a good match. He's been putting in mad work for King of the Dot. He kind of took a minute off, and he's gonna come back cooking. So I'm looking forward to the battle. Shout out to Shotty.
Also on that card is Poe Rich versus Bobby Rex, and
crazy.
Yeah, that's okay. I saw your battle and I was like, that's gonna be cool. And then I saw Poe Rich versus Bobby Rex. I was like, this is gonna be insane. Like.
That is going to be a shit show. You know what's crazy about it is that I was talking to Gully and shit, because it's obviously my city. They want me as the headliner because towards the end of the night I'll be the last person. The whole building will be filled type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just off the Bobby Rex thing alone, just their energy will just like let them take the end of the night. You know what I mean? And like the room will still be packed because it's Bobby Rex and Poe Rich.
It's Bobby Rex and Poe Rich. Like, what else do you want? Like, that
battle is nuts.
That's gonna be. It really is. It's like I'm surprised it hasn't happened. Like I'm surprised it hasn't happened still. Like that, and now that it's happening on King of the Dot in Canada, like it's gonna be one of those things where you don't want to pick a winner because you just want to enjoy. It's one of those battles you just want to sit and enjoy. Like that's one of those.
It's gonna be nonchalant. It's gonna be not nonchalant. It's gonna be nostalgic.
Yes.
Watching it almost like you know.
Now,
I feel like vintage grind time almost with a little British twist.
Absolutely, a little bit of dope flop, a little bit of old school King of the. It's gonna have all of that. It's gonna have all of that in there.
Yeah, it's gonna have all that flavor. You know, I'm hyped for it, man. Shout out to Poe Rich. Poe, baby, big
yeah.
Poe. Shout out to Bobby Rex. You know what I mean?
That's gonna be a crazy. And then King Jables from iBattle, who I think is crazy with the punches, versus Machete Trevi. So that's gonna be different.
Who you got taking that?
I like Jables. I have Jables taking that because I just feel like, dude, like I've heard some crazy, like for the past like 3 battles. But I've heard
he's on one right now.
He is like for the past like 3 battles, like he's been like saying this. Like I think in one of his battles, I can't remember who he said it against, but he said something about bang bust you fuck pussy, the ratchets in the whip. I thought that was insanity. Like he said some shit like,
right?
Yeah, I'm like, he's nuts. I'm like, and then I saw Machete. The only thing I saw from Machete Trevi, I think I saw him battle Math Hoffa. I think he battled Math Hoffa.
Yeah,
And
nah, you should have. The best battle I could tell you to go watch, I think, where he was really like trying to just show off his skill or whatnot. It's his actually, I think his first battle, like Machete Trevi versus Slow Lawrence. That battle was, he was saying some wild shit, fam. He has like this little flow where he was like whipping wet like a pool noodle. Like I still remember that line till today. Whipping wet like a pool noodle. Fam.
oh, okay, got you. Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. That's fire.
Cold, you know, he had some shit like a bayonet, a pop, shove it or something like that.
That's crazy. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yo, he likes to do. The thing is with Jabber, my bad, with Trevi, he likes to do a little bit. He'll joke a bit, try to angle, but sometimes like that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like Jabel's just straight pressure. You know what I mean?
Straight punches.
The winner on that battle, I'll tell you dead ass right now. I'm homies with both of them. I can't pick a winner on that battle. I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be battle of the night.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think it's going to be like probably one of the three. The first three battles they announced, mine, Bobby Rex, Poe Rich, and now Machete and Jabel's. I think those are going to be like the three. Like obviously, you know.
Also, somebody who's battling on this card, he's from my neck of the woods. His name is Tyler Reed. He's battling on that same card.
He's battling Tez Love or something.
Yes, he's battling Tez Love. He shot me in an inbox to actually send me the flyer. He actually sent me the flyer, and I actually told him that I was doing the podcast with you. So I am shouting him out. So shout out to Tyler Reed, man. He's been putting in a lot of work. When I saw him live down here when he battled a guy by the name of Iceman, and he puts in a lot of work, dude. He reminds me of a really young Real Deal, and like with a little bit of A-Ward in there, but he's still original enough to say like, okay, that sounds like, that still sounds like him. So be on the lookout for Tyler Reed, guys. Like I think this is his second King of the Dot battle. So
okay.
So Tyler, shout out to Tyler, man.
I'll look out for it. I'll definitely be in the building for that. I actually got a surprise battle tomorrow.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm doing a surprise battle tomorrow. I can't really tell you much about it, but it's we kind of like built almost like our own version of like a ghetto bunker type room. Like, well, I didn't build it, but like the people that are doing this that are running this battle. It's 3 rounds against an up-and-comer from Toronto that just kind of needs a little bit of shine and recognition. So I'm gonna give it to him while giving him a 30 bag. Like,
ooh, nah. See, that's the thing, man. Like Joe will shake your hand while he's like, "Yo, I just 30'd you, but good job, bro. Like, good shit. Like you did, you did, God."
You need that, bro. Bro, when I take a lot, it obviously doesn't happen. I'm not trying to be cocky with it, but like if it isn't debatable and I feel like I lost. Every time I take an L, I come back even stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just that sometimes that's what a couple of these people need. They either need a make it or break it moment or a wake up call type shit that put this type of pressure on you. You're either going to learn from it or you're never going to learn from it. Stay in the same cycle or you give up type shit. Or you come out of you come back. You come out of it stronger type shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now I want to run by 3 matchups. I want to run by 3 matchups, 3 little fantasy matchups that I have basically been booked for you, basically that I want to see you in. And I'm gonna give you, and I've went to great detail for these, so I'm gonna tell you who it's against, whether it's a 1-rounder or a 3-rounder, and where it's going to be. That's what
okay.
So I've got into detail.
All right, I fuck with that.
So all right, so this first battle, it's going to be on We Go Hard. I want you to go down to We Go Hard in New York, and I want to see you versus Cuban.
Yeah, Cuban's fire. He's fire.
You versus Cuban. And I think in a small room kind of setting, in We Go Hard, especially in that kind of crowd and all that, I think that has makings of being a ridiculous, like, high energy battle. This next battle I want to see in either it could be in Canada. Go ahead.
Huh? No. I was actually going to tell you that would be I battled on We Go Hard.
Yeah, you did against E City.
Yeah. I would love to go back to We Go Hard. I actually fuck with you. I like Cuban. Cuban's dope, so that would be a match I would be looking forward to. That would be crazy.
Another one. No, you're good. No, you're good, man. But this one's a 2-on-2. I want to see wherever this can happen, and but I want to see it on King of the Dot though. I want to see it on King of the Dot.
What's up?
So I want to see you and Franchise do a 2-on-2 versus part of me. It's a part of a big group, so I'm probably gonna go with Reverse Live and Fredo.
That's not bad. That's different. I like that. I actually kind of like that. That's mad different. Me and Franchise are actually looking like forward to doing the 2-on-2 sooner or later. We're probably gonna put that into the works. People have been asking for it for fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought of Reverse Live and Fredo. Actually, that's actually a very different match. And they motherfucking loud. They loud as shit, especially Reverse Live. They dope. So that'd be a good match.
And this next one, I think, should happen because of y'all's rap styles. I think this would be great. It'd be on King of the Dot. It'd be on King of the Dot, and it would be in Canada. And I would love to. It would be you versus Cali Smooth.
Me versus Cali Smooth. Cali Smooth, nice. Yeah, I fuck with him. He's nice.
And those are matchups that I think that not only I would enjoy, but I also think that if they were announced on a card, they'd be like, oh, okay, I want to see this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I would like, especially the 2-on-2. Like if Dirtbag Dan and people at Battle of the Zay want to book that would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can do that in Cali. You know what I'm saying? And
we definitely thinking about doing something. That would be dope to go out in Cali and do that. But the 2-on-2 probably wouldn't be able to go down on King of the Dot like that type shit.
Yeah, I got you.
And like we couldn't do the 2-on-2 over in Smack either. So we would probably just
beast mode.
We're probably gonna do that. We're probably gonna do that at the home league, and we'll probably do something like super crazy. I like the Reverse Live and
Fredo.
I like the Reverse Live and Fredo idea. That's dope. That's really dope.
Because I just thought it was like that's a style clash. Like this is relaxed raps versus like high energy. So I just want to see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be so interesting.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to battle Fredo like a dolo match, like a solo match before, like a while back. I hit him up like when he went to battle Bender, rest in peace Bender.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he battled Bender, I was like, yo, you're fucking dope, yo. If you ever want to come out, like, you know what I mean, like book you a battle, not even to just battle me, but you want to get, come battle somebody at our league or whatever, like, I think you're dope type shit. Just want to go show him a love not too long, like, a year or two go back. Shout out to Fredo.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking Cali, like what they're doing over there at Ruin Your Day, man, I think is incredible. Mm-hmm. With the whole watches and they're dropping music and stuff, like with the whole RYD radio and their Volume 2 mixtape had just come out, so I need y'all to go get that. Like
shout out to Eddie I. Eddie I got to join on there. Shout out to Eddie I.
Eddie's that's somebody else who I would love to see more of. I know he's focused on music and doing his thing, but I would love to see him in a couple more battles because I just feel like he's super, super dope.
Yeah, of course.
And
you never know. He might just pop up again. You never know.
Of course. And now that I told you kind of like what matchups I want to see you in, who are like maybe 2 or 3 people that would definitely like motivate you to 100%? Like somebody that you would want, like you want this battle definitely. Like who do you want? Who do you want to battle, Mr. Gambello?
Man, there's a bunch of names but for different reasons. I'll kind of like give you the reasoning behind them. Like, and it's not even like for the first one, I kind of like for being a Canadian in a Canadian league type shit,
mm-hmm.
going after said names that are in King of the Dot or were in King of the Dot would be the first plan. Like if I ever had to, like I would go after any of the Canadian vets, old, young, new, whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Arcane type shit. Like I would probably set up me and Arcane. Probably do me and Arcane one day. Like I tried to do that, but whatever. We tried to do that for the wave actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we tried to do that for the wave, but that fell through. But yeah, I'm just as a Canadian to kind of just build for Canadian culture of hip hop type shit. Just those type of matches I would do for vets is one match I would want to do. And then, I would battle Bourne. I would battle a Chef Trez. Like,
yo,
names like that I would battle. You know what I mean? JC. I'd battle JC any day. And I'll even give you some even more like up and comer guys like that. That new guy that just popped up on Smack Swamp.
Oh my God, my.
I would definitely battle Swamp.
Y'all would shake the room, bro. Y'all would shake the room. Oh, Swamp's dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
He's very nice. Yeah, I like taking battlers when they're like, you know, when they're in the game new and they really, you know, and they really killing shit. And if I like what they saying, I'll probably battle them type shit. You know,
and I like that. I like that about you. Yeah, that you dunk no smoke. Like you want all the competition. And I like that.
Yeah, like that will just show you like the range and names of where I'm going. So I don't really have like my hit list is endless. You know what I mean?
I like that though.
Like, especially for the Canadian side, I'm gonna let you know most of these guys are always ducking. No matches can ever get set up. Like, and I'll just keep it at that or whatever because I'm not a hater or sucker or just trying to call these people out or air them out type shit. But for this Canadian shit, for this Canadian up and comer writing performance shit, like we running the throne right now. We really trying to be the next level and the next look out here. And any Canadian want to say something different and they won't say different, you know what I mean? But we out here just in case. But beyond that, there's mad competition, bro. Like I don't, you know my range. Like I want to battle Thesaurus type shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I battle Fresco, Big K, like Ill Will. Like I would go as far and beyond as I would even battle Calico. Like all different types of styles, you know what I mean? Like,
that would be interesting.
Like, those are just.
That would be really interesting.
Those are legendary names I'm giving you now. You know
yeah.
For a smaller class, like there's a bunch of there's Bangs. Like I would battle Bangs. Me and Bangs would be crazy. You know, there's a bunch of names. You know, shout out to Bangs. There's a bunch of guys out there. TY, I battle TY and shit like that.
I could see you and TY happening. I could see that happening real soon. I could see that.
Me and Dunch too. I battle Dunch. You know what I mean? Like there's a couple guys out there that I think are nice from every type of style. You know.
Mm-hmm. But
that's about it.
But before
everybody can die at the end of the day. There's everybody on the motherfucking hit list.
But before we wrap up, I wanted to ask you about the growing music scene out in Canada and how it's just like I feel like there's always a dope artist coming out of there, whether it be Tory Lanez, whether it be, you know, a young maybe I remember when I didn't really think that there was even rap in Canada until I heard Drake and everything, you know, and The Weeknd, Party Next Door. I mean, the name, I can go on and on for this. So how does it?
Yeah, those are a lot of.
Go ahead.
Like, how did it happen? I apologize for. I do that a lot. I'm just mad high right now, just finishing my blunt.
No, you're good.
Finish your question, my guy.
No, but what I was gonna say is that how does it feel to come from a place? How does it feel to come from a place that's like literally growing like in like, you know, that type of artistry like every day?
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel like that?
It's great. It's like shout out to like Drake. Like Drake is like, you know, a big part of the city right now, and he's really what opened the floodgates past what any other artist has ever done. It's because he's so big in the game, you know what I mean? He's worldwide at this point, like beyond multi genres and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like Drake is its own music and its own brand type stuff and its own wave, and I think people all over the world kind of like almost like, you know, it appeals, what he talked about appeals to like the younger generation, old people, you know what I mean? And the music's good, and then, you know, it's just now it kind of opens the light. The city's always been like this, you know what I mean? It hasn't really always changed. Like, we've always had, like, mad artists and stuff like that. And our scene now, like, even the more underground scene, like, beyond the Party Next Doors, the Weeknd, the Drakes, the Tory Lanez, the P-Rain Preem, and the Baka Not Nice, and the Young Tories and stuff. We got, like, more artists, like Preston, stuff like that coming up. And there's a whole new city, Jazz Cartier. Like I can go.
I love Jazz Cartier, man. I love Jazz Cartier.
You know what I mean?
Dope.
There's such a big scene that was always here. It was always here, and now that the music and the landscaping of everything has changed, and so has the Toronto artists, and they're becoming even bigger and stuff like that. Like even have you ever heard of Bizlo?
Bizlo?
Yeah, no, Bizlo, Bizzzloc. He locked up right now, but like he was he was killing shit for the underground Toronto scene before he got locked up like a couple months ago or whatever.
I will look him up after this.
Go look up Biz Loki does the Casanova joint, the one that was the diss record for Tekashi.
Oh, okay. I got you. Got you.
He killed that shit. Biz Low. Go check that shit out. And there's a bunch, like, the city's growing, you know what I mean? The music, and, like, I feel like even from the tourism, like, everything's more expanded now because, like, Drake has made it, like, you know, the eye is open, but it's always been like this. The streets have always been like this. It's always been crazy. It's always been wild. The bitches has always been lit. The weed's always been fire. The city always fire, you know what I mean? It's always been like this, you know? It's just, shout out to Drake. He really put the eyes on the whole world to see what we about, so.
That's incredible, man, because like I said, I feel like it's every day.
It's hard, bro.
I feel like it's every day I always see like a new artist coming out of Canada, and I'm like, dude, like, does this just end? Like, does this ever end? Like, it's so incredible. And I'm like, another person that I think I wanted to shout out that I'm pretty sure was from Canada was Belly.
Yeah, Belly.
Belly's very dope.
Belly's been doing it for a minute. Like, Belly's like 10 years in the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, longer, like 15 years in the game. Like, he has records with like Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, and shit. Like, I think he has a record with Snoop or something like that. I think they feel the pressure. He had a hit back in the day. Like, that was popping in kind of a long time ago. You know, he reinvented himself through the Rotten deal and the XO boys or whatnot.
Yeah, it's incredible, man.
Belly dope.
And but again, man, you made history. You were the first ever Canadian to be on this show, man. You were able to take this flight and make it international. So I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Like, is there any closing words? Any closing words for the people that you wanna let them know before we close out?
Mafia all motherfucking day. I just want to show love to my guys, you know, back here in the city. Franchise. Grips, check out Casper, you know what I mean? Like, those are my guys down here, you know what I mean? That's the click. And yeah, man, that's about it. Thank you for having me on your fucking show and shit. I appreciate the love, and we're going to keep putting that work in. Me and Shotty P, Wave 3, April 13th, there will be like a pay-per-view and a VOD available.
Oh, word. Okay, that's a bet.
Yeah, definitely. That type of magnitude of just Poe Rich versus Bobby Rex alone is going to be crazy.
That's something I want to see.
It is, man. We out here. I'll definitely hook you up with Franchise to have him chop it up with you.
That's definitely going to be somebody that I want to speak to, because I want to talk about his rise and the work that he's put in, because he goes. I feel like he just is still. I feel like he's still underrated. He's getting his praise right now, but I still feel like he's underrated.
He still needs more. Yeah, exactly. He's getting there, man. He's gonna keep putting that work in. You know what I mean?
So, Joey, man, I really appreciate it, man. If anybody wants to go see Joey Gambello's battles, just type in Joey Gambello, Gambello versus VS on YouTube and enjoy, because this guy brings it 100%. Whether it's 2 days prep, 3 days prep, 4 months prep, 5 months prep, it doesn't matter. This guy will give you everything that he has and leave it all inside that ring, man. So I appreciate you.
That's love, man.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man.
It is, bro.
And it's been a pleasure having you, man. And until next time, man, because you'll definitely be back on the show. That's most definitely.
Definitely. Shout out to Flight. We up in this bitch. For all social media is the motherfucking thing. Joey Gambello. You already know what it is. We out.
Peace.